What's up, guys? So today I want to talk to you about what's most likely the most important part of your dealership. I was pausing. Was it dramatic? I don't know. Well, anyways, what I want to talk about today is your used car department. So if you think about it, think about all the money that you spend in the used car department. You're buying cars at auction. You're buying cars that are being traded in. Once those cars get bought, then what are you doing? You're immediately turning around spending more money on them to recondition them. You're paying guys to do that work, right? And then you're going to pay money on top of that to advertise those cars to try to move them off the lot as quick as possible. So there's an entire process that goes along with this. And a lot of these guys I'm talking to aren't managing it, which is insane. If you don't have some sort of metrics or a way to manage this process, think about all the money that you're wasting there. If you can cut down on those holding costs, you can really do a lot of work and make your dealership a lot of money. As the market trends, I don't know if you've seen on NADA or any of the other posts or any of the trends over the last, year and a half, you'll notice that used cars is trending way up. So it's kind of important. We need to focus the emphasis on that and really pay attention to what's going on there. Now, with that said, you really need a good reconditioning process, right? So you need to manage that process. So there's a lot of things out there on the market that you can take advantage of, right? There's different products and different things that you can use to manage this process and typically do most of the exact same thing, right? So they'll line out what your process is, we'll customize it to whatever you are, what you have, right? So if the car comes off the truck, it goes to PDI, then it goes to make ready if it's new, and then it goes, to get photos, and then it comes out on the lot, right? It may be as quick as that, but if it's a used car, chances are it's coming off a truck, it's gotta go to a mechanic, it's gotta get looked at. From there, they gotta build the tickets. Then from there, you gotta have a manager of some sort to go, all right, we wanna do these ones, not do these ones. I'm trying to make these numbers and these measurements, or I should say these margins work, right? So it becomes a whole process. And then from there, it's, well, now I gotta move it through all the steps of my process to get it out onto the lot. So what happens is you're spending money from the minute it hits your lot, and you're not having a good way to really track as it goes through the process. Let's talk about that. Well, how long was it in each step of the process? Why is it taking this long? Can we cut down one day? If we cut down one day from beginning to end, how much money would that make the dealership, right? So if you're not managing it, you're not using some sort of program or some sort of software, you're really not doing yourself a good favor. Now, with that said, there are programs out there, right, that will just show each step, and what happens is you ultimately, as a person, right, so if I'm the PDI guy, they bring me the ticket, I have to check it into my name, and then from there, the ticket starts, right, the time starts, and then when I check it out, and then it goes to the next guy, when he checks it in, then the time starts again, right? Well, that works for the most part, right? That's what's kind of out there right now that you'll see. Except what happens when I'm backed up, or, I don't want my ticket times to look bad because my boss has been yelling at me, so what do? I ice that ticket. I let it sit there. I do the work on another vehicle and then come back to it, or I start doing the work on that ticket and then I check it into my name so that I can check it out quicker, right? So this way it makes it look like my ticket times are awesome, right? I want to keep the boss happy. I need this job. That happens. Things like this happen. And what happens is that's a breakdown in your process, and you can't see it if you're just using a simple process where they check the tickets in and out themselves. Well, how do you get around that? Well, that's something that TrueSpot does, right? So we use these. You can put these in the cars, and as a car moves into each step, and when I say moves, we geofence off different parts of your dealership. Meaning that when I do that, as the car moves into that section, it's now automatically checking it in. So there's no ice and tickets anymore. It really creates strong accountability. These guys have to really actually look at the process and be able to see exactly where the breakdowns are, where the bottlenecks are. So this way, if you get to that guy and you go, hey man, your ticket times are crazy, it might be, hey, I need help, I'm drowning over here, or, we're down a guy, or it might just be that guy sucks, Let's be honest, sometimes you run into that, right? So this starts to really create accountability because these guys can't ice tickets and manipulate the system, because the minute this tag runs into that geofenced area that we set up for you, specific to your dealership, it checks it in and you're good to go. Right? So now you can really start to overall see your process and kind of how this works, and start to see where there are breakdowns at, where are those bottlenecks at, what's going on. Now, there's a couple other products out there that use something like this, but it's not theirs. So now you're tying in their product with this other product, and you're trying to keep track of both, and it becomes, nobody wants to deal with that, right? We've all got lots of vendors. You want to cut this down to as few as possible so that you can make this a streamlined process, because this is an important process. This is a lot of money for your dealership. So with TrueSpot, the cool part about this is you're working all with us, right? Your entire process, if you just want the simple one where it doesn't do it automatically, I'll sell it to you, but it's kind of like buying, I don't know, if you knew a bacon cheeseburger was out there and you know how delicious it is, I guess you could buy the Impossible Burger with the fake meat and with no cheese on it and no vegetables and no bacon. It'll still feed you. It's okay. It works. It's edible. But is that what you really want? Couldn't you just spend the extra money and get a product that really works? Well, that's how this works, right? Now, I'll take it even one step further. Well, let's say you get over to that guy and he goes, hey, boss, I can't find the keys. I don't know where he put them. He didn't leave the keys over here, so you can't start my ticket time, blah, 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 blah. No worries, guys. We track those too. You want to throw this on a set of keys? You'll never lose a set of keys again. With my lot management system, we can talk about tracking keys and cars, right? When we move over onto this service side or more the used car side, and we want to look at your recon process, you can use these to walk those cars right through that entire process. And if it comes up that a key is missing and you can't find it, and that's why the ticket's being held up, well, all we got to do is tag them. We'll find those. We'll eliminate that issue and that concern right out front. So let's hop in and I'll show you what the dashboard looks like and kind of walk you through what the process is.
All right, guys, so here we are on the True Recon dashboard, right? So if you've ever used any of the other products out there in the market, this probably looks kind of similar, right? Because it makes sense. This is kind of how you can look through it. So over here on the left side where you can see kind of me toggling through here, all these are the individual steps that we specifically set up for your dealership. So whether you have 7 or 8 steps or whether you have 23 steps, that's customizable, right? And at any given point, you can see how many cars are living inside of that step, right? So right now I'm in the detailed car wash section and I can see the vehicles that are living inside of here. Not only can I see those, but with information it pulls across from DMS, I can see the year, the make, the model, it's pre-owned, I can see its location. And then of course I can see if it's, if it's certified, I can see if it's non-certified, I can see if it's a candidate. And then of course I can look at any of this additional information, including how much time is lived in in the recon process itself and how long it's lived in this specific step. Now I can even jump over and look at additional information. So if I want to look at miles, so if I got a customer who's I'm on the phone with, and they're going, man, I'm looking for something this amount of miles and I don't have anything on the lot, I can pull this up and quickly look through and see if I've got something that works for them, right? So I can look for certified, I can look for miles, I can start filtering these things, right? Because I can move these around and filter them accordingly. So it makes life a lot easier for you. And I can do that with any of these sections, right? And then I've got messages and notes over here additionally too. So let's flip back over here. So let's pick a specific car and kind of talk about how this works. So I'm going to click into this specific car and kind of show you what you're seeing here. So the first thing I want to start off is right up here in this corner because this is one of the most powerful sections that we offer, right? So initially I see the list price right here. And then I see what I paid for the car, my vehicle cost, and then currently what my tickets add up to, which is $150, and then my margin, right? So I'm killing it on this margin right now, right? So very unrealistic, but that's okay. You get how this works, right? So from here, I can look down and I can see these tickets. So I can see if they're awaiting approval, which in this case, I can absolutely approve them. All I got to do is, go ahead, right? So ticket's good to go. Let's move forward. Right, and if I need to assign it to a specific person, I can. You can set all these custom amounts and what they are, or you can create a custom one yourself, right? So adding a job, whether I got specific ones that you can set up, and we'll help you set that up if you're like, hey man, these 10 things are things that commonly get used. We need to set those in there as just like go-tos, like defaults, or you can create a custom job up here, right? So it makes life really easy to go through and add jobs as they go. So as I come down here, right, you can see the details of any job. You can see the amounts, the cost, the labor, everything, any notes, who it's assigned to, or if you need to reassign it because somebody's out sick and you need to move their tickets or whatever it may be, right? Submit job, right? So the job's sitting here. Now, let's talk about jobs for a second. So I'm gonna hop out of this. So if I jump over here to jobs, I can filter and search for everyone's jobs and see everything that's out there right now and kind of, how they're doing. So I can see the total amount of jobs that exist, or I can filter by person. So as a tech, as a guy who's doing PDI, a tent guy, whatever it may be, I can come in here and look at just specifically what do I need to do, right? I'm accountable for me. What do I need to take care of? So from here, I can look through and see any jobs that are assigned to me. Not only can I see that, but I can see where the car is at. I can see, where I need to go to find that. I can see how long it's been in this step. I can see how long it's been in the recon process. So it makes life a lot easier. So if I want to pull up that specific car, it pulls up the car back for me, right? If I wanted to locate the car, even easier. Let me grab this, jump over to our other screen here, type in my stock number, hit it. Okay, pull up the car for me. Oh, well, looky there. There's my car sitting right over here, and it'll tell me it's in pre-owned lot, right? So it'll zoom in there. Or I can scroll up, it'll tell me where my key is at. My key's out in the parking garage, maybe my lockbox or my key machine, right? So this makes life really easy for your guys to not only find the keys, find the cars, get the work done faster, and be accountable, because the minute that car moves into their area, right, if it's geofenced off, which that's what's showing on that screen, right? So if I back out of this, we've geofenced off this dealership, right? This demo dealership, but you could do individual bays. So I'm like, well, bays 1 through 3 are this, right? They just do quick oil lube stuff, right? And then this bay is this, and this bay is that, right? I have a tent section that's over here, or this parking lot is only for these, right? So we can set that up and customize it for you. So it makes life really easy to hold people accountable and really focus on your specific process. So we talked about jobs over here. Let's hop into the middle here. So if I need to leave notes, so I can see that Aiden left a note. Hey, all the service done was done, but needs PDR. Right, so what did I do? I went out there and said, hey, when I was looking at the car, I took a picture of it, right? So this way you can see dent on the front bumper. I can see the car itself so that I know when it's going to the PDR guy, hey man, it's on the front bumper. Here's a picture if you need to see it, right? So it makes life a lot easier for everyone to know what they're doing and get the work done. So not only can I locate the cars, I can locate my jobs, and I can just move through this process quicker, right? So as the car moves, or if I need to manually move it, right? So work's done, but for some reason I needed to move this myself. I can click into this section, right? So now I'm in this current step, which I can look and see kind of what's going on in this current step. So I need to move it to the next step, no big deal. I can click on showroom, move to the steps. So this would be something a manager would have the permissions to do, right? Not just a normal guy who is a tech, right? So you can control kind of who has the ability to do things like this, right? So now I jump back here, I go into the showroom, and then my car has landed right here. So it makes life a lot easier to keep track of not only how many cars you have in each section so you can start to see where these bottlenecks are, but then additionally, you can just kind of focus on these cars, see what's going on with them. You can locate the cars. Heck, you can even locate the keys like I mentioned. You can tag those too. We can help you out with that. There's no reason that your process shouldn't shorten up to where you're saving money, to where your cars aren't sitting on the lot as long and you're not paying those, curtailment and holding costs and all that. There's no reason. We can cut that out and start making you money before the car even hits the lot to sell. So this is kind of how the process works, right? You can see the dashboard, you can kind of get an understanding for it. What differs is that not only are you seeing the cars as they move through the lot, but additionally, you can see really where the process is, where the holdups are. And then each month, guys, you're gonna get a report sent to you so that you can see, hey, cars were in this, this specific section, the showroom, for this amount of time. This, this section for this amount of time. So you're gonna get a breakdown explaining what's going on with your process. So this way you can really look at it. And that way, if you need to have meetings and talk about this, you can really understand and be able to see it laid out for you and go, okay, well, we understand that something's going on in this specific step, that we either need to hire someone, we need to fire someone, or we need to figure something out because it's not working, right? We have a breakdown here in our process. So this is gonna make life a lot easier for you, not only as far as moving through your steps, keeping track of your jobs for your guys, you know what I mean? And then just tracking down your cars, right? So when I'm talking about those cars, like I mentioned earlier, being able to pull up a car and then run over here and see exactly where that car is at, that's powerful. Knowing that they can find the key quickly, they know where the key is at. Hey, it's over in the pre-allot section, in the key machine or wherever it may be, and the car's over here at the showroom. That's gonna make it a lot easier for these guys to get work done faster, which means you can move cars through your lot faster and you can sell them quicker.
All right, guys, so hopefully you have a better understanding of exactly what we do now. We help cut down on those holding costs so that you can save that additional money or really make that money before the car even hits that lot for sale, right? Now, let's talk about how we do it. You just saw it, I pulled it up on the dashboard. I showed you exactly how it moves through step by step. I showed you, of course, that as the car is geo-fenced off, the areas are geo-fenced off, the car will move step by step, and that way you have accountability with all your techs, so that way nobody can ice tickets or push tickets off and kind of eventually take them and kind of find those workarounds that you'd see typically on some of the other programs out there. So we'll eliminate that, and now let's talk about why. Why do we do it? I work the dealership, guys. I can appreciate this. It's hard as a salesperson when you're trying to sell cars that aren't out on the lot because they're in the back and you're trying to sell something that they say they need and I don't have anything up front to show them, right? So it makes life so much easier, not only on the sales guys, but on the dealership itself because you're saving money, right? You're cutting out money before the car even hits that lot to be for sale, right? So if you can do that, cut down on those times, get those cars out there quicker, everyone wins. You sell more cars, your sales staff's happy, you're getting through the process quicker, all your management's happy. It's a win-win all the way around, and as someone who's been a part of that process, I can appreciate what it is. So if you'd like to talk about this a little bit more, maybe you wanna set up a demo, maybe you wanna just set up a quick call, no big deal, I can help you out with either one. I'm gonna put my contact, of course, down below in the description, or you can always reach out to me. My cell phone, if you wanna call me direct, is 737-443-9555. Feel free to give me a call or text. You can also shoot me an email. I'll throw that up on the screen too, but it'll be in the description. And then of course, if you just want to schedule a demo with me, I have a Calendly link set up to where you can do that automatically. So you can pick your own day, your own time, and we can talk about this. Whether you want to talk about, using Recon, when you talk about the lot management tool for the rest of your lot, if you want to track your keys in your cars for all your cars sitting out there already, or just focus on Recon, we can do that. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. I'm here to help you out. So give me a call, give me a text, give me an email. Let's get this figured out. Later, guys.